We all love WoW. I mean, if you're watching this video, you're probably a WoW enjoyer. Oh, or maybe you're just a big-time WoW hater, which is unhealthy, the fact that you're watching videos about a game you hate. But anyways, how can we make WoW better? That's the question. We always want to make this game better. We continue to play the game. Why can't we make it better? There's some good suggestions here. 17 Warcraft tweaks that actually make a difference. No add-ons. Interesting. Let's see what Bellular has to say about how we can make our gameplay just a little bit better.
Give this video a shot, and there's a very high chance you'll just enjoy World of Warcraft more. Here's why, right? See if you fire up a new video game, but the controls are rubbish, the UI blows, and there's quality of life issues everywhere, you're not going to have fun. Now, World of Warcraft's strength is customization, but over the years, that's meant I've made so many tiny little changes and tweaks that I take them all for granted today. And that means I forget to tell you about them, and that's what today's video is about.
Hellraiser, I'll have to show you guys after the video.
And little settings you can
Only
change
I can see
that
it.
will make your gameplay smoother and give you more options. This is not about doing more DPS, it's not about being sweaty, it is about just having a more comfortable, better quality of life game experience so you're not fighting with your UI. So, let's get stuck in, and speaking of not fighting with your UI,
let's see if he could show us some tips.
They're not
here.
just going to help you solve a problem, you're going to do some design and have fun, and that's because it's Squarespace. Oh. They've got their easy-to-use site builder and their award-winning templates.
Why is Squarespace not, sponsoring Samiccus yet? I need to make a website. Where the hell are they?
Which is their mix of tools that help
Get over here, Squarespace. Throw your man a bone.
Years of design experience and just implement it fast. And it starts with Blueprint AI, and this is so damn cool. You answer a few questions, and once you do that, you use their interactive design system to piece by piece build your own template. It is so cool. And they keep you right with designer-picked fonts and colors, all, of course, matching your aesthetic.
Very nice.
And from there, you can easily iterate on your copy and your content with a whole host of AI tools, and it is seamlessly integrated. So if you've been overwhelmed in the past, or you just want to get started quickly with all your bases covered, this is a fantastic way to do that. And of course, their core platform is always growing as well. They've now got native video support, and that means you get a gorgeous player on your site with a beautiful video gallery layout that is all interoperable with their fantastic suite of e-commerce tools.
Fantastic.
And basically, whenever I needed sites, Squarespace was my first port of call because I knew that they made it all easy. So, to get started today, go to squarespace.com/Bellular Gaming. You can check out Design Intelligence, build your site, have fun, and when you're ready to send it live, use code Bellular Gaming for 10% off your first purchase of a site or domain. Okay, let's make your camera way better. So World of Warcraft can be pretty damn overwhelming, and this console command will help you a hell of a lot. What it does is it sets the maximum zoom further out, and that just lets you see more on screen, which is amazing for all types of...
Do you really got to put in the command to do this? I have my max distance like squared out all the way in the settings. This command changes that?
Content, you'll essentially just have better situational awareness, and for some people this just makes the game more comfortable to play. Now there's another tweak that some people love too. It's called /console action cam basic. This doesn't turn on the full action cam with all of the crazy weapons swinging or being offset, but what it does do is just change the camera's angle a little bit. Some people prefer it, especially when you're fighting humongous tall mobs like raid bosses. Not everybody loves it though, but it's at least something that's worth giving a shot.
I don't know, it feels weird to me, that angle, but the zoomed out thing is pretty damn good. I'm gonna have to do that. Shoot.
Next, there's a few more settings that can just help you stay oriented in the world. First, open the settings menu, then click in combat. When you're there, you'll see a setting that's called show silhouette when obscured. This one is really nice. When things get chaotic and your camera's obscured, you'll see a silhouette of your character.
I forgot they implemented this in a patch not too long ago. Oh, and I never turned it on.
But that's actually not all you can turn on. There's another setting called self-highlight. It's got a range of options, a circle, an outline, and an icon, or just any combination of those. Those will always be present on your screen, so you always know exactly where your character is. If you're doing dungeon and raid content, it can be a really good option, and if you want to be able to toggle those things on and off with a macro, there'll be one supplied down below. We humans have got these amazing things called opposable thumbs, but World of Warcraft doesn't actually make good use of them. Our thumbs are pretty amazing at moving about the place, but some of the keys our thumbs can easily hit, like the C key, well, they're bound to the character window. Z is bound to sheathing your weapon, X is bound to sitting down. Of course, none of those are particularly useful in combat, which is why I actually unbind them. Now,
you guys have seen me. I've accidentally pulled up shit like that during a fight. It's a problem.
The
But I
ZX
don't want to
keys are
unbind them.
definitely the hardest to press, so they will get infrequently used spells, but C and V are ones that I use very commonly, and I also use them with modifier keys. So by unbinding Z, X, C, and V, and then also using C and V with a modifier key, I just get 6 more buttons than I can press, all with my thumb. The first thing to do is to enable Mouseover casting in the game's interface menu, and this one is a real game changer. So
Damn it. Son of a bitch. I didn't turn off blurps. Thank you, Burning. I appreciate that. You fucking scared the crap out of me again. And now people in the comments are going to get scared too. Shit. I felt like I took it.
say you're fighting one enemy, but you want to interrupt the cast of another enemy. With this turned on, you just need to flick your mouse over to the enemy you want to interrupt, and then you just press your interrupt keybind. This will interrupt that enemy without you even having to change your target. And that means you can just get
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's this? Interrupt without changing target. Am I a noob?
having
I
to
don't know
change
this
your
shit.
target. And that enemy you want to interrupt, and then you just press your interrupt keybind. This will interrupt that enemy without you even having to change your target. And that means you can
Oh, so if you're just moused over them, it'll interrupt with that keybind? Damn.
just get so many more things done in the game, but with far less cognitive load and key presses. It also works on your party and raid frames, and that means that, say, you're a paladin, right, and you want to cast Blessing of Sacrifice on the tank to help them survive something.
Okay.
Well, what you can do is just hover your mouse over the tank in your raid or party frames, press your keybind, and you'll cast that ability on them. This is something everybody should get in
Whoa.
the habit of doing when you're playing group content, and it just feels amazing. Like, if your party is going to wipe, but you get a clutch lay on hands on the tank or the healer, they survive, and you make it through the pool. That's the sort of thing that'll just make you enjoy World of Warcraft so much more. This next tweet comes from the world.
I feel like a really shitty tank for not knowing this. How did I not know this? You could just use this macro to mouse over things? Was it a macro he enabled, or was it in the settings? Oh, it's in a setting. Oh my god. Okay, guys, remind me when I open WoW today to do this. It's in controls. Okay. Open loot window at mouse. That's what you have to check?
Cast of another enemy.
Oh, no. Mouse over cast. Okay. Open loot window at mouse. Okay, mouse over cast. Got it.
It is absolutely amazing. So it's called click
Thank goodness.
casting, and what it basically does is it makes it so that whenever you click in somebody's unit frame, be that a left click, a right click, a middle mouse button, or maybe a shift left click, well,
Yeah.
it will cast a spell of your choosing. In my example, I have Lay on Hands bound to the middle mouse button, and this means that if somebody in raid needs saving, I just move my mouse over their frame, I middle mouse click on them, and that's it. Lay on Hands is cast on them. Implementing
That's
the
great
key
for
binding
B-Res, I should
changes,
do that.
things like click casting and unbinding those keys so that you can use them for your hotkeys. I just think those things will help you become a rat.
Someone needs to read their class guide on WoW. This is a great one for B-resing for me. Like sometimes I gotta look for the click them and then B-res them. If I could just do the mouse over B-res, that's awesome.
Dramatically better player. My next tweak is how you can get some of the benefits associated with weak auras without actually having to use weak auras, because I know a lot of people just don't want to have add-ons. So one of the reasons why people use weak auras is to see vital information about their class.
Right.
Things like the cooldown of abilities, while also just keeping their eyes near the center of their screen so they don't lose situational awareness. Well, the good news is you can achieve something similar by just making an action bar button that is only visible in combat. And you can do this with the game's default UI. Just enable the extra action buttons in your settings window, then enter edit mode, select the bar that you want to use, set its visibility to in combat, and from there it's just a matter of customizing this to fit your needs. You could make a small bar for all of your utility spells and just put that atop any rotational things that you want to track on another bar. Now, of course, this does not get you the power of weak auras, but if all you want is a light
That's kind of cool, though, because I like to have a clean screen a lot of times when I'm just running around. I love the aesthetic of WoW, so I like to be able to see as much as I can possibly see. That disappearing bar could be useful for that. It just comes up when you're in combat.
touch solution that helps you keep track of your major cooldowns without having to glance your eyes near the bottom of your screen. I think this can be a really good option.
Guys, I'm getting
this
my
is a
mind
2 for
blown.
1. It's at player and at cursor
I'm a
macros.
noob.
These can be an absolute game changer. So, you know how you'll often use an area targeted ability where you'll click
Yes.
the button and then
Right.
you'll have to left click your mouse to cast it.
Right.
What these do is they remove the left click. And doing this is really simple. Just type in /M to bring up the macro window. Type #show tooltip, which will just make your macro display the right ability icon in your bars, and then type /cast at cursor and then the spell name, exactly as it appears in your spellbook. There'll be examples down below. And with this, I just find that it makes World of Warcraft play in a more responsive way. And it means that your movement abilities like Heroic Leap, your AoEs...
So I can just put Death and Decay wherever the mouse is. I can just put, instead of clicking, just wherever my mouse is, Death and Decay. Well, this is
like Flame Strike or heals like
I've been playing this game all
are
wrong.
just that bit more comfortable to use.
I've been playing the game all wrong.
Macros are absolutely awesome, and they let you consolidate your buttons big time. So here's an example that you can see on screen. And to break that down, in the square brackets, we have what are called conditionals. These are things like Mouseover, Help, and No Dead. As an example, this one means that if you can help the target you're mousing over, and that target's not dead, then you'll cast whatever ability you specify. But say, if you can harm that target, then it will cast another ability. Some healers use help harm macros as well to have the same button cast, say, a damaging spell on an enemy and a heal on an ally. And this basically means for them that they save loads and loads of keybind space. Once you're comfortable, this could let you consolidate your buttons quite a bit, and that could free up some prime space on your keybinds, which could help you make a more comfortable and effective setup for you. This is so simple, and to me it's a game changer that I've used for well over a decade. So what you can do is using edit mode, make a bar for your...
I'm going to admit something right now. I click my mounts. I do not have any mounts hotkeyed. I've never seen the need for it. I don't understand why I would waste a hotkey on a mount. But yes, I actually select my mount by just, I have them over here on the side, and I just pick whichever mount I want. Yeah. Why hotkey your mount? I don't get this. Okay, let's see what he says anyways.
Your utility keybinds, and then bind one of those to shift space. We're going to use that to mount up, and shift space is a perfect keybind for mounting. It's extremely easy to press, all with your left hand, but that combination shift and space is one you wouldn't really press while you're moving or you're in combat. And it's also a key combination that's located where your left hand will naturally rest in the keyboard, so you barely even need to move your fingers to use it. It just makes mounting up feel so natural and so quick. But then, as a bit of a twist, we could use another modifier, like, say, control space, to mount up on our yak, which makes, of course, quickly repairing your gear or vendoring some greys a total breeze. Now, there's a way to make this even better, and that's to use World of Warcraft's favorite mount function. With this, you can mark multiple mounts as favorite in the mount journal, and then whenever you press the favorite button, it'll just summon one of those at random, but it'll do it smartly, so it won't select, say, a ground mount if you're in a location that is good for flying. This is just one of those small everyday changes that makes WoW.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I still don't know if I'm going to shift key my, my mounts, but that's cool.
Flow a little bit better. The interact key is a new thing as of Dragonflight, and it lets you do things without needing your mouse. As an example, you could just land in front of a mining node, press the interact key, and your character will mine it. You won't need to right-click on it. The same goes for talking to an NPC, opening the auction house, any of that stuff, really. It's pretty similar to the use...
Wait, does that mean if you're walking past a bunch of NPCs, you'll just interact with every single one? That kind of sounds like it'd be annoying. I don't want this chat window opening up every time I'm walking past an NPC.
In most other games where it's often bound to E or F, and if you've ever wondered where press...
Tan Man, I've only been playing this game since 2005. How am I supposed to know this shit? How the fuck am I supposed to know this? No, I don't know this.
F to pay respects comes from? Well, it's this. Now, a problem for World of Warcraft is that E and F are pretty much some of our best key bindings, things we'll often want in combat, so you may just want to use Shift F, or if you're a person with long fingers, you could bind it to the G key or the T key. Personally, in the meantime, though, I've bound mine to the T key. Next, a few tweaks with edit mode, and one of them I've already mentioned, and it's making a hidden utility bar, which is, of course, where I put things like my mount up button. Simply make a bar, put it anywhere that you want, and set it to invisible. That way you can bind loads of functionality to that bar, but you can do it without cluttering up your UI, which is really nice. Then another thing that many people don't know they can change is the size of the objective tracker. You can scale it down to be way smaller, or you can just make it longer if you would like it to display more information. Another thing I also do is make the bag and micro menu absolutely as tiny as I can. It kind of sucks the default UI doesn't let us hide them.
Oh shit, I didn't know you could do that with the quest thing. The freaking shrink it? Oh my god.
But basically, I always use
Playing
keybinds
this
for those
game all
things,
wrong.
so I just make them small as I can and I hide them away in the corner. Okay, so there's a bunch of the little tips that I've collected. Now, if you are a fellow World of Warcraft boomer, you've been here for like 15 plus years like I have, you probably have some tips here. Drop them down in the comments. It'd be really cool to do another video so we can help newer players out even more. And if you're liking this energy, well, I've got the perfect
I got a
video
tip for you guys when he's
This
done.
is our keybinding
I got a
masterclass. No fancy keyboard is required, no fancy mouse, and we've even made a worksheet so that once you understand the video, you can use the worksheet to plan all of your characters. Trust me, WoW is so much more fun when your controls are working for you, not against you. So check it out next.
Yeah, okay, I gotta do the Mouseover thing for sure. I'm gonna shrink my Quest UI for sure. I didn't know I could do that. There's some things in here that I learned, and that's why I watched this video. I'm a man of the people, after all, and I'm here to serve the people. So this video is for all the people. But I have a tip for you guys. Here it is. Everybody hates clickers. Okay, anyone who clicks the mouse, you know, people say, people watch my stream, right? And they're like, Sam, did you just click that ability? Like, you actually click the fucking ability? You know why I click the ability? Because guess what? Guess what? Let me tell you. Let me break something to you guys. All you fucking clicker haters. If I hotkeyed an ability, and I click another ability at the same, or near the same time, guess what I just did? 2 abilities at once. Now, there's a little world cooldown happening in that 1 split second, but guess what? Instead of doing hotkey, I just went hotkey click all at once. I just did 2 abilities quicker than you can. Why? Why? Why do you hate the click so much? Click the click, okay? Sometimes it's okay to click, especially if you're doing it in combination with a hotkey. That's your tip of the day. You want to be #1 in the world, the best DK in the world like me, the best tank in the world like me? That's your tip. Hope you guys take that one to the bank.